Good morning, good morning. Hello, happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a great day so far. I just finished making the tea, so we can go ahead and get started. Just want to minimize all these windows, turn on focus mode, and now we can switch over. Chet Dev, hello. How are you doing today? All right, I think all of that's looking good. Wakla Sierpinski, good morning. Hello. We are continuing to work on the game today, the jungle game, the Pitfall clone. Um, for those of you who haven't seen Pitfall before, um, it's an what year was it? Was it 1985? It was an 80s console game for the Atari. Now I looked for original, so the entire like background for this entire application, in case you're like just joining. Um, the it's going to be a gift to my father as a sort of like a console because I can't go and visit him. I can't like go and build like get anything else. So I'm going to be building this console out of a Raspberry Pi, and I'm putting on this game, which is a clone, with maybe just some like minor changes around. I don't know what. Um, of Pitfall, which was the last game that he could play from Atari, from any video game really, that also he enjoyed a lot. And so today, these just came in. So now I couldn't find a controller that looked like Atari's that had USB plug at the end. They were all for actual Atari systems still being sold, which I thought was kind of interesting. You can still go out and buy Ataris. Um, which is pretty cool. But I got the next best thing, which is Nintendo clone controllers. So we're gonna try that. See if these work the same way. I remember like one of the biggest complaints that he had was like too many buttons, too many buttons. The Atari one is best. It had one button and a joystick. This one is not too bad also. Two buttons and a D-pad, or is that, yeah, directional pad, D-pad. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and open up VS Code. Here we are with the jungle thing. I'll show you what we've got, and then also I'm really interested to see whether or not this controller ends up working. So, we're gonna do a cargo run. Now, positive things about doing this as like a console essentially is that I found out what their TV resolution is. I can just now set this to be full screen and 1920 by 1080 because they don't have a 4K display TV. They have a normal like 1080p. Okay, so if I press start, yeah, okay, so that doesn't work. Now I have this other controller still plugged in. I wonder if that might be a problem. So if I press start on that, that does take me to the main scene. So I need to potentially maybe unplug you all, plug you back in. Now hopefully this controller should be the primary one. And let's see. If I press start. No, okay. So we need to find out what it is looking at. Also, what branch are we on? We're like in a work in progress, aren't we? Oh, create the start. We're in the start screen stuff. Yeah, so perfect. We're in the correct branch. So I want to see in the start scene. Okay, so basically, if the button that we're pressed is the start button, then change to main. So we need to figure out what the button is. So let's do this here. We'll do a debug, a reference to button. So I come back to here and we press start. Oh, you don't get recognized at all. Well, that's not good. When I first so I plugged it in, and Windows popped up saying like, "Hey, setting up your gamepad device." I wonder if I need to do. Let's see. So over here, devices. Yeah, so I have a USB gamepad, and it's connected. There's not really much for me to do besides that. I mean, I could remove the device and maybe replug it back in, but it feels to me like maybe. So it is being recognized as a gamepad, and so what we're doing is we're button pressed right here. So hold on, let's go up one level. So we're at the start scene. Let's go to library. Okay, so button pressed, gamepad event. And then we're seeing like if it's this type of button press. Let's see if like it captures anything. So we'll debug gamepad event. See what you are. Now, if this can't be caught at all, I may have to like double check. So if I press start, yeah, nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, so it's not tripping this gamepad, like this event whatsoever, which is really sad. So that means this isn't recognized. For I guess like I don't know exactly how to tell it to recognize them. So I may have to return this and like try to find another controller, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping this would work. I'm not gonna spend too much time worrying about this. I might want to like also check to see if I can like play other games on it. I guess I could plug in. I got two of them. Let me try the second one. Make sure it's like not like a dud. So if I plug in you. Now I don't know. I might have to quit and start it up again. Yeah, that didn't work either. Okay. Okay. That's too bad. That's kind of disappointing. I'll have to do a little bit of debugging on the behind the scenes. Yeah, so here, look at that. We have a connected right away, gamepad connected. So it sees this as a controller, and it doesn't see those at all. Even though Windows does. Maybe Linux will be fine. I can double check this later on a Linux system. But yeah, like I can press buttons and we see that is working. Oh, yeah. No need for that. Thank you, Steam. All right, so we'll be back onto this. Let's go ahead and create a very basic starting soon screen, I'm thinking basically just name the game, um, and then press start to continue. We can maybe blink that too. I'm not sure exactly whether or not I want it to be blinking or not. So in our start scene, um, we are. This one should be simple enough. The start scene, I should probably be able to just do all the stuff inside of here, because it's really just one page. So just start scene. So we have text. We're gonna change this to um, title, title text, title text. I also want to take in the actual. Um, okay, I'm just gonna make that UR title, UR title text, UR gonna be type. Okay, title text. Then we can set the font. We'll use default for right now, but we're gonna want a new font, sort of like to use for this. I don't know what font we want to use though. Maybe we'll like uh, take a look at Google Fonts, see if we can find anything good for that. We're also gonna want to get the size of this so we can make it in the center, like center it on the screen. All right, so you were all happy. Gonna be title, and you're gonna be title. Come on, title. And then your title. But I want this to be in a center. So inside of draw, we could calculate where this is going to be. Or I can do like a title position. So title position, you're going to have to be a 0.2. So 0.2 F32. So what does that mean here? We need to get the width and the height of this title. We also need the screen size. So now we're going to take in the title text. We also need to take in the screen size. So we're going to do screen width. I'll bring that in as a tuple here. All right, so we can do a. Okay, so what do I want to do for 0.2? For the X position, I want it to be horizontally, vertically? No, horizontally in the middle. So that's going to be the width of the entire screen divided in half. So screen width divided by 2.0. And then we want to minus half of the width of the title. So we also need to get that. So that, I think this is going to be equals, and then we're going to want to put title dot dimensions, and we'll need the context. Okay. Well, that means we need context in here too. Okay, so that gives us our width and our height. So now we can do half of the width. So minus title width divided by 2.0. Okay, and that gives us the x, and then the y should be exactly the same thing. So we're going to do the screen height divided by 2.0 minus title height divided by 2.0. And then we'll throw you in here. Title position, and now we can use that down here. What are you upset about? Let please. Um, Applesauce, hello. What is it that you enjoy working about Rust? You know all about all the pros to Rust code, but you have been trying to learn. It's been a real headache, to say the least. You're only using you're used to scripting in Python, so that's probably the issue. But how long would it say it takes to get comfortable with the language? That's a good question. For me, I really enjoy Rust because it's so different than what I do for my day job. And it's different enough. And also, you notice I'm doing a lot of creative stuff with Rust, and that helps out a lot too. So, a combination of like the creative programming and the Rust, which is really hard and it's very different, that's kind of an anti burnout language and for me. Um, Now, how long it takes to get used to it? Possibly a year, maybe more, maybe less. It really depends upon like how many languages you've learned, um, whether or not you got into like that sort of habit. If you're only used to Python and this is like your second language, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit longer than it might take if you had learned some other languages first, and that's not a problem, I don't think. Um, but for me, like I'm not necessarily using Rust, like I'm not using it at work, so I'm not making like um, I'm not making money directly using Rust, if that makes sense. You're trained Rust because you're burned out with Python and JavaScript. You chose it because it's hard, but you're struggling to bring projects to fruition. Um, I guess like if you could figure out how hard that struggle is, there's this education terminology called ZPD, Zone of Proximal Development. It's really cool. I wish I had I have my whiteboard. We could just use that. We use the Zilbicam for the whiteboard. And I can switch over to using this. Oh wait, that's not. Okay. Never mind. Well,